What's up, everybody? So today we're back here in the garage. We're gonna be working on the Explorer. I know the Explorer is not here right now because I needed room to work on the new part that we got for it, as well as reorganize my entire garage because this place was driving me nuts with how big of a disaster it was. I mean, you guys can see here, got a new bench, cabinets are moved over, and that shelving unit is now put in, which is super nice. You guys can see there we got some new parts for certain cars. Not gonna say just yet, we're gonna wait on that. Cabinets are all installed over here. Got the toolboxes over there, as well as my bench. It's all cleaned off. This thing still needs to go, but we'll get rid of that eventually. I'm just super excited to have all this room in here now because, I don't know if you guys see from previous videos, this place was quite a mess. But the new part that we managed to get today is the rear hatch piece. It's really prone to cracking on these Explorers, and I'll try to put a picture of it up since the Explorer is not in here to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But let's go ahead and open this up and I'll show you guys exactly what I want to do to it, just because I got this, I don't know, stand set up here so we can work. I know I talked about in like previous videos exactly what I want to do, which was shave it, and on this piece it has like an indentation on it or whatever. So let's go and open it up and I'll show you guys exactly what it is. So here you guys can see, this is the piece out of the box. It's already nice, shiny black. Could be painted whatever color you want, or you can leave it the way it is. But for us, I want to go ahead and shave this off because, as you guys can see here, it's got the 3 holes as well as like the indentation for like the Ford emblem to set. And I don't want that. I want it to be shaved, completely debadged. I don't even want to see anything. And we're just gonna work on this part today. I still have plans to debadge the rest of the vehicle once we get it back in here and do something with the front end as well, because it still has the emblem up there. But yeah, we will be debadging the entire vehicle eventually. But for now, I just want to work on this, which as of right now, I think we're just going to go ahead and sand this down with some lower grit sandpaper. Not really sure which yet, but we'll sand this down. And then I got some plastic repair material I can use, as well as some body fillers. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So we got our 80 grit sandpaper here. Let's go ahead and scuff this all up and get that so that plastic stuff that I have will bond to it. And I'll show you guys what that plastic stuff is so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. But just go and start scuffing. So now we got this all sanded up, it's all ready to go. Just need to go ahead and wax and grease remove it and get rid of any of this like dust from the sandpaper. But here's the stuff I was talking about as far as like filling it in. This is Easy Sand multi-purpose repair material. Works really good on like plastics and stuff. So we'll go ahead, switch out the tips. We have a new tip so we can use this, and put it on like some kind of board. That way I can just go ahead and put it in here so it lays nice and flat. Sand that down, and then we can go ahead and get into our body filler. So let's go ahead and get that set up next. So now you guys can see here, we got our repair material all put in. Just go ahead and wait, let that set up and cure all the way, and we'll be able to sand it. Once that's done sanding, or once that's done curing, we'll be able to sand it and do the body filler just to fill it in even more, make sure it's nice and flush and flat. In case you guys were wondering why I use this board, it was just to get that initial 2-inch strip out of there, because when you first start a gun with the new tube, you don't want to use the first 2 inches in it just because it's not properly mixed. So we ended up using that, got it all properly mixed. So now it should harden up, set up nice, and then we can just body fill it. So now we'll just wait until it's ready to go, and I'll bring you guys back once we start sanding. So now we got it all cured up. As you guys can see here, it's completely dry to the touch. It's ready to be sanded. I got my DA set up here. It's got the 80 grit sandpaper on it. I'm gonna try to set you guys up over here on this table or this stand where I'm at. Hopefully it doesn't just vibrate all over the place with the DA. So I guess let's see how this goes. So now you guys can see here, we got it all nice and sanded. We can go ahead and move on to the next step, which would be body filler. Looks like I need to clean up that edge just a little bit. Got a little bit of excess over there, but otherwise it's pretty flat. The body filler will just bring it up just enough to make it nice and flush, so then you won't even see this indentation. So let's go ahead and, like I said, clean that up, and then we can start body filling it. All right, so unfortunately none of that actually recorded, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, it was just me getting the body filler and stuff mixed up, which if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you guys have seen me do this before. But we ended up getting this all filled in, so it's 100% smooth now. It's ready to go. I went ahead, I sanded the rest of the panel here with 320 grit, I believe. So this is ready for primer now. So we'll go ahead and get everything cleaned off here, and we can go ahead and start priming it. I have, what did I do with it? I think it's in my cabinet over here. Yeah. We got this Rust-Oleum, whatever, 2-in-1 filler sandable primer. So that should work pretty well for what we're gonna use for this application. So any little imperfections I may have left behind, which I don't see any, that should fill in anything. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this all cleaned off, the table, everything set up, prepped and ready, get that wax and grease removed, and then we can go ahead and start spraying it. I think this stuff takes like 2 to 3 hours of full cure time before we can actually start sanding it again. So once we're able to actually sand it back down, make sure it's nice and smooth, we can go ahead and take the old one off of the Explorer, the old cracked one, and put this one on. All right, so I got it all wax and grease removed. Let's go ahead and start spraying. So you guys have it, we got 3 coats down on this. There's actually 4 coats in this middle section. I threw 1 more down just to be safe, just because this is where we did that filling. And also I touched right there to see if it was dry, and as you guys can see, it wasn't dry. So threw 1 more down just to be safe there. That should be able to be sanded out, not too worried about that. This primer that I use though, I don't know, I just seem to always have bad luck with like Rust-Oleum products. I mean, you guys can obviously see it's sprayed out decent. It's got coverage and everything, but on the can, it has like special notes and stuff on there. It says it can be sprayed at like any angle. You can get in like the tight spots, spray it upside down and whatnot. I don't think that's true, because when I was spraying it, it kind of do like a wet out, dry spot, wet out, dry spot. It just kind of sputter. So might just be my luck with the Rust-Oleum, but anyway, it worked. So now we're gonna wait, let that set for 2 to 3 hours. Come back, make sure it's completely dry, sand it all down, and then we can go ahead and throw it on the Explorer. So I'll bring the Explorer back in, we'll go ahead and take off the old one and then put that back on. So for me, it's gonna be a little bit of a wait, but for you guys, it'll be right now. So see you in a second.
A few moments later.
All right, so it's the next day. I ended up letting this primer set up and cure and everything, and then went ahead and sanded it. I figured you guys didn't want to see me do that since sanding's kind of boring to watch, but I went ahead, brought in the Explorer, as you guys can see behind me, so that's in here ready to go. Here's the piece now. It's been all sanded down, it's all blocked out, nice and smooth. So it'll be ready to be put on now. No more emblem, it's completely gone. I'll go ahead and show you guys here the Explorer, what I was talking about. I know I posted a picture of it earlier of exactly what the crack was, but here you guys can get a better visual of it. It seems a crack right here around the emblem, so we're gonna go ahead, try to take off this rear panel now. I believe it's just held on by like either some kind of adhesive or double-sided tape. So let's go and try to get that off now, and then we can go and install the new one. All right, so I've managed to get half of this off. This stuff sucks. It's like stuck on here with like windshield adhesive or something. I'm assuming that's why these crack is just because of the stress that's put on them. But I'm having to use like this scraper and a hammer just to kind of go along here and pound it. So we'll keep doing this. So far it's taken me like 5 minutes just to get this section off. And as you guys can see here, it's all busted up into pieces, which doesn't matter because this is broke anyway. So let's go ahead and just keep going at it. So now you guys can see here we got this whole back panel off. It's quite a pain to get off, as you guys can see here. I mean, it's just glued on. I think it's like with windshield adhesive, and it just takes a little while to get off. But there you can see all the old stuff was on the back, and it ended up just crumbling into pieces. So next what we're going to do is I have this double-sided adhesive tape that we're going to use to reinstall the new one. I also have this adhesion promoter, so it'll help the tape stick a little bit better, so in case I don't really want this thing to fall off. But I'll go and show you guys over here. I went ahead, wax and grease removed this entire panel that we just did. I used this acetone along with the wax and grease remover. So now let's go ahead and try to put this on. I just hope it sticks. If not, we can always go to AutoZone and pick up some kind of glue similar like what they used here, which I prefer not to use because I think that's like the main reason that it causes them to crack, because it doesn't allow it to flex. So we'll see what happens. Let's go and get this put on now. Alright, so we got all our tape on, so let's go ahead and remove all this backing, and then we can go ahead and put on our new piece. So there you guys have it. We got the rear hatch all done now. I think it looks pretty good. Everything lined up properly. The only thing that's kind of ugly is just kind of looks like cow spots now. So we'll eventually dip this and make it all look nice. I'm really glad to have the emblem gone, seeing that shaved off. Eventually we'll take off the rear emblems here as well as what's on the door. But otherwise, I think it turned out pretty good. I don't think it's going to fall off or anything. That tape seems to hold up pretty good. I think the issue that happened before, what's kind of the problem with these Ford hatches, is the fact that they use that windshield adhesive. I think that causes it so it can't flex and then it just cracks. So if anything does happen, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But otherwise, if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.